Shalom, shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakaha Kudash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than never. All right, to the would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered among the four corners of the earth, among the heathen nations, the Israelite foreigners who have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black only thing, but an Israelite thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the great millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And hearts just heavy. Brothers are going through it, my own personal battle. I got people that I love, my brothers, struggling, health issues. They just stole a brother's brand new car, and the authorities are giving him a hard time as if it's his fault. Brother fighting for his daughter. Wicked Jezebel trying to take his daughter from him. She already did it once illegally, sent his daughter away because she was trying to duck justice herself, because the little girl was in a car with her, and she had an accident where she tumbled and flipped the car, and a little beloved sister flew out the vehicle, man, and the Lord kept her. She's still alive. She got scars on her face, and and I love this child. It's my brother's daughter, man. And and every time I see her, she's a bright light, and every time I see her and see those scars on her forehead, man, I get angry. Because this negligent woman did this. And so, long story short, now, I'm not going to say names or anything like that. The state was coming after her, DCFS or whatever. So instead of letting him continue to raise and take care of his daughter, she, behind his back, sent his daughter away for over a year, sent her to Colorado, trying to duck and dodge the authorities. All right. So, once he got his daughter back, he's keeping his daughter and raising her and doing a great job with her. She's becoming a beautiful young lady. And then this witch goes and uses his criminal system and went behind his back and went, and did some paperwork, and well, there it is. But the Lord may bless, and because he actually filed his paperwork first. Hers just went through. But nevertheless, I'd like to play a little video, and then I'm gonna bring out some scriptures on this subject matter, because you women, especially, the American woman in general, but especially that Judite woman, that so-called Negro woman here in America, she's the worst of the women in Babylon. 100% worst of the women in the tribes when it comes to being against her own men, the own sons that she raised. They're responsible. These men that they complain about, was raised by these single moms, these very women who did these things, who align themselves with the devil, who align themselves with the deceiver, and has basically taken the goodies and the gifts and helped destroy their own people. And now, collectively, they're very angry about the fact that that men don't want to deal with them. So I'm gonna read one scripture, and then I'm gonna play this short video that this young lady looked like she was reading off a monitor, because and you can see the images of the video of the people that she has on the wall behind her. You can see who's influencing her. Flip side of it, though, she's better than most women, and I honestly have to say, because she took her rebuke, realized what was true, and she's trying to correct it, and she's pointing it out to other women. I imagine she's getting a lot of hate for doing so, for standing up. And because you'll see the video in a moment, but let me go to the book of Sirach. And let's start this off with a scripture first. And then we'll play the video. This is Sirach 25. And start at verse 19. And it says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. All right. So without any further ado, let's pull her up. Yeah, here's the young sister right here. Here we go.
The majority of Black women are not queens. You are paid government agents.
Wait. She just said the majority of Black women are not queens. I disagree. Remember the word queen, Quean, which is the root word or the original spelling. All right, they Newspeak, they made it a double E instead of a Quean, queen. All right, and they made it into Quee, queen. All right, but the what the word queen really means is prostitute, whore, hussy, a port prostitute that was at a port when sailors came in and out. That's what queen means, the actual meaning. So America is full of queens. And it's not just this brown, the brown woman. You can see who she has on the wall behind her, who's been influencing her. What she really needs to do is watch the prophets, But I had to correct on that. The majority of Black women are queens. They sell themselves, and they sold out their people.
The majority of Black women are not queens. You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal filings, and they weaponize you against your own community and your own men.
And remember, child support is out of The Hague. And I pointed out a couple videos ago that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, which found Benjamin Netanyahu, all right, and a whole bunch of his constituents guilty of crimes against humanity, all right, which is not being honored in America. Keep that in mind. Crimes that soldiers did, American soldiers did around the world, they're not held, they don't have any authority. The ICC out of The Hague has no authority over them. Well, guess what else is out of The Hague? Title 4D child support. But somehow Title 4D child support, which is a foreign treaty, all right, has authority over men in America, or women in some rare cases. All right. You see the hypocrisy in teaming up with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man? They've been and stay violating the Constitution, because that topic is going to come up in this video as well. They've been doing it. But now that it's affecting and making Edomites poor, making so-called white people poor, they have an issue with it now. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
They sold you on being strong and independent, but really they just isolated you and set you up for further manipulation and failure. The system didn't for you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrated your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down.
The sorority mentality.
Unfortunately, you're not raising children.
Sorority sisters.
Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership discipline.
They put whole culture, but she said whole culture. And yes, they do. All right. Because remember, they go through, they don't make it out of high school virgins. They've already been with, probably more men than they've had birthdays. And these days, more, so you coming out of high school, 17, 18? They've already been with, equal the men of their birthdays or more in some cases. Then they go to college, so you can put that in a, wow. Or they go to the military, or they become nurses. Yeah, we know what happens in those fields. All right. Then after that, after they come out of college, they go through their club, their whole phase. And after that, that's when some of them, a few of them, decide to get married, go try to put on a white dress and get married. You've got the DNA of hundreds of men inside of you at this point. All right. And you think you're going to pair bond with one at that point. This is possible for America. Now, and this is not just the so-called Negro women. This is American women in general that I'm talking about at this point, because that's pretty much what happens. And this is why marriages fail. All right. This dude, I mean, this chick got miles on the wall. Charleston White, she got, oh boy.
And self-control. So just no order at all. Just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children, so they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over black men, you'll remain a non-player character, a program bot running out of government code, just raising the next generation of slaves. And this is why you lead in obesity, single motherhood, least likely to get married, least desirable, most likely to raise a criminal.
Also true.
It's because you're a product of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
Also true. They're a very product of the system that they're in alliance, that they're in a league with. And they don't even know it. Think they're smart. Let's go back to that Sirach 25. This is verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aids, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. So it's like trying to make your way, climb up a sand hill. It's very difficult to do because you can grip nothing. You're burning all this energy, but yet you just keep sliding back down. All right? Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure, which takes a certain level of maturity and spiritualness to deny that, because I there was a time when BBD said never trust a big butt and a smile, and we all a younger man were suckers for that. Risk our lives and our freedom, our safety, trying to go into a neighborhood or just to how the stupidity, man. The water for you, how about you? I was shy and maturity, man. All right, because I met tons of attractive women over these years, especially being in this truth, which I, through the spirit, I knew better and didn't deal purposely. Okay. It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impetus, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. And a woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. And there's women who, we've seen the videos. I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do this, I don't do that. We've all seen them. And there's a lot of men live their lives this way. Their women, refuse to comfort them. All right. And, it is what it is. So you have to learn to rely on the Lord. Your comfort then becomes the Lord, man. You can't expect or look for the comfort of a woman. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Sin is in the world because of a woman. We, as human beings, as the Lord's children, lost immortality because of a woman. And soon, the payment for their behavior, for their actions, is going to manifest. This is Micah 7:10. Then we're moving on to the next subject. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her, and now she shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets. So if you don't know what mire is, when you just think of 17th century France, which is a piece of shit country right now, right? Falling apart, it's being really ghetto. All right. and how they would throw their shit and piss right out their windows out of buckets. And, you know, and you had to walk down the street with umbrellas, and the high heels became popular. That'd be so it would raise your feet above the piss and shit and the flying piss and shit that was flying out of the windows. All right, that was France. So they're trotting down like the Meyer Street, basically talking about a pile of crap that's in the street, and the horses and the wheels from the wagons just keep going over it. That's how your bodies are going to be in the streets. That's what it just compared you to. That's the Holy Bible, not me. So you women who've aligned yourself with Esau, Edom, you're gonna have a very disgraceful and painful, embarrassing end. And you best believe if I'm anywhere in the vicinity, you're gonna get no comfort from me, but those very nagging, and very embarrassing and shameful "I told you so's." That's all you're gonna get from me. Okay. So now let's play the next video. And shout out to my on-the-spot reporter, April O'Neil, the water yet again, because this all came from her.
Why are there no calls for impeachment? This is unacceptable. I will not live in an authoritative country, and neither will any of these people. You can do more. I like you, and I will vote for you if you are brave, and you do what we need. We need him impeached. We need him removed.
There is no doubt that this president's conduct has already exceeded any prior standard for impeachment by the United States House of Representatives. I agree with you.
Let me just say, I just gave you examples of the Constitution as being trodden on by Title 4D and many of the IRS, many other things for decades. Nobody had a problem with it until it started making white people poor, so-called white people, just like that woman kept saying black when she had brown skin. All right, remember that white and black are social constructs that they created so they can control the narrative. His tie is white, his skin is not. His tie is white, his skin is not. His tie is white, his skin is not. There is no such thing as white people. Okay? And they weren't complaining when the twisting of and the bending of and the disrespect of the Constitution was beneficial to them.
But as I said at the beginning, I also have no choice but to be candid with you about the situation that we face and the tools that are at our disposal. As strongly as I agree with you, ma'am.
And I may have been saying his tie, I meant his shirt.
And I regret if this is an unwelcome response, but my job is to be honest with you. The only way to achieve what you want to achieve is to have a majority in the United States House of Representatives.
Why are there no
Okay. And which is all controlled by lobbyists, and we all know who those lobbyists are. Okay, that's one of the main reasons why the Constitution is being disrespected. As a matter of fact, some of those lobbyists are probably some of the same lawyers that helped put that Title 4D unlawful foreign treaty over Americans in the first place. You best believe they're getting paid. So here we go. Europe will take the lead now. No, Europe already fucked up. America is a child of Europe. That's in the scriptures. America was born out of a Britain. Okay?
Cour de Néron, un empereur incendiaire, des courtisans soumis et un bouffon sous kétamine chargé de l'épuration de la fonction publique. C'est un drame pour le monde libre, mais c'est d'abord un drame pour les États-Unis. Le message de Trump est que rien ne sert d'être son allié puisqu'il ne vous défendra pas, qu'il vous imposera plus de droits de douane qu'à ses ennemis et vous menacera de s'emparer de vos territoires tout en soutenant les dictatures qui vous envahissent. Le roi du deal est en train de montrer ce qu'est l'art du deal à plat ventre. Il pense qu'il va intimider la Chine en se couchant devant Poutine, mais Xi Jinping, devant un tel naufrage, est sans doute en train d'accélérer les préparatifs de l'invasion de Taïwan. Jamais dans l'histoire, un président des États-Unis n'a capitulé devant l'ennemi. Jamais aucun n'a soutenu un agresseur contre un allié. Jamais aucun n'a piétiné la Constitution américaine, prise autant de
that's a lie. I just pointed out they stay trampling on the Constitution, and Trump did it, Biden did it, the Clintons did it. Matter of fact, they were the ones that set up that Title 4D wickedness. The Bushes did it. And when they put the IRS and the Federal Reserve into play, that was a trampling of the U.S. Constitution. The removing of gold, from the as not being currency was a trampling of the U.S. Constitution. And so now that video is 3 minutes long, but that was enough. Those were the important points that I wanted to say. They're completely and totally divided. All right, France is against America. They're angry that America didn't support or take care of them. And now he's saying that Europe will take the lead. Europe is not only are they against America, but they're not getting along with each other. This is truly a house divided. All right. And Thawadi Halba Shema Shai, this is beautiful because this is what we've been waiting for. These Edomites are finally about to go to war with one another. They're going to, they're fulfilling prophecy, literally right before our face. This is Mark 3 and 23. And it reads, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. All right. So you can see that the nations, realm against realm, that's about to happen. Nation against nation. And that woman was calling for impeachment. And you still have a portion of the country that still support Trump blindly and foolishly. Okay. And the racial division in America, the political division in America, the class division in America is all going to lead to sedition and chaos. These people are ready to go against their officials, who are all corrupt anyway. Okay, I mean, can you really blame them? This is 2nd Ezra 15, starting at verse 14. And it reads, woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. So the left is going to fight the right, and in the midst of that, they're also going to be attacking, killing, and murdering Jake. Okay? It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And the man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. The modern day sword are these guns that they have, these rifles, these AR-15s and AKs and all these different 30-30s, all these different weapons that they have. All right. And these sidearms, you got to have a sidearm too. Okay. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. So because of bread, everything's going to be on the menu, including these beautiful birds that we see that are not supposed to be eaten by men, right? I think these are geese, okay? They have webbed feet. Not supposed to eat anything with webbed feet, according to the Bible. But anything that flies, walks, or runs is going to be on the menu at this point, okay? Because there's going to be no food. The famine, all right? So those last two videos are showing you that we're getting close to the collapse of societies and the collision of societies. So let's go to 2nd Ezra 13:31. And it reads, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another. He was angry that Trump is threatening to take over countries and territories. All right. One people against another, one realm against another. So it's going to be an all-out free-for-all worldwide. And the Lord, warned us of these things. This is Matthew 24, and I'm going to read 6 through 9. And it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." So the famine of the word is coming. Calling on the name of Yahweh Bashim Nahashai is going to be a prison or a death sentence. All right. Let's go to Revelation now. But not calling on that name is going to be even more of a death sentence. So the Lord is forcing you to need him. And if you haven't been right, he's not going to, you're going to have no salvation in that day. Revelation 2:10. And it reads, "Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which is men, Edomites, the deceivers, same ones who put up Cesare Borgia's image as the Lord, all right, and brought the false religion of Christianity and followed none of it, while they were, pushing love, while they were murdering, raping, and robbing, okay, and setting themselves up to be judges over you. It says, "Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and that ye shall have tribulation 10 days or a period of time. And thou shalt be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life." So, it talks about some of us not tasting death, but some of us are. It just is what it is. But look, we're already dead, man. It's like Mr. Nancy sit on that ship to them slaves in that scene that I use so often of Orlando Jones when he came to visit those slaves on the ships. And he told them, when these Dutch motherfuckers decided that they was white and decided that y'all was black, oh, y'all don't know y'all black, right? And he told them what was beholding them, what was waiting for them when they got off that ship in America. And he put the spirit of violence on them to rise up and destroy their enemies, burn the ship. And the one slave said, "If we burn the ship, we'll die too." And he looked at him and said, "Motherfucker, you already dead. Let your death mean something." So that's the mindset you gotta be in. These people mean you no good. Martin told you, don't you know no good? They don't know no good. They don't. Right? They're going to use you until they destroy you. All right, you are at war, at a spiritual war with these people. Esau, Edom's goal is to put you back into slavery at any means necessary. And his main means right now is going to be through this very system that we're using for you to see and hear this word. All right, it's going to require that you have a implant in you to see, hear, or listen. All right, and then you're only going to see, hear, or listen to what they allow you to see, hear, and listen, because messages like this won't be broadcast anymore. They're gonna delete or hide, cover all this up. You'll never see this again. All you're going to see is the programmed lies that they teach and push, the false and fake history, the propaganda. That's what you're going to see. Point blank, period. And all our people who have supported and believed in this system, well, Zechariah 13 is coming for you. Okay? Let's see if I had another video. I know I got a couple scriptures in mind. Oh, yeah, I do. Because hers, this is a minute long. So let's play hers and then we'll finish.
What I'm about to tell you feels like it should be bigger news, and I'm not seeing it anywhere. This is from April 22nd, Heather Cox Richardson's Letters from an American. Heather writes, quote, 4 days ago, on April 18th, journalist Wes Seiler noted in his Wes Seiler's newsletter that the day before, the Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, signed an extraordinary order.
Note the name.
Order assigned to the Assistant Secretary for Policy, Management, and Budget control over the entire Department of the Interior, including its personnel and budget. Seiler explains that the person currently in this position, which in normal times requires Senate confirmation, and this person has not been Senate confirmed, is a DOGE operative named Tyler Hassan. He is a CEO of a Houston-based energy company. Jennifer Rocalla, executive director of the nonpartisan Center for Western Priorities, said in a statement, Elon Musk is now effectively in charge of America's public lands.
You hear that?
Journalist Wes Seiler notes that Burgum has handed power over the Department of the Interior to a hitherto unknown political operative who is currently holding his position in violation of the Appointments Clause of the Constitution. Seiler also notes that the Department of the Interior manages the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Bureau of Indian Education, Bureau of Land Management, Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, Bureau of Reclamation, Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement, Bureau of Trust Funds Administration, Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the U.S. Geological Survey, in addition to the National Park Service. Seiler writes, as such, Hassan is now responsible for 70,000 employees, the administration of numerous international treaties, the welfare of 574 Native American tribes, 433 national park sites, over 500 million acres of public land, 700 million acres of subsurface minerals, and 3.2 billion acres of the outer continental shelf.
Okay, so they've put this man who's an unelected official, who's not even an American-born citizen, over you Israelites, including the native tribes of the Americas, which are the tribes of Gad and Reuben. All right along with you Negroes. Control over information. Control over everything. And like I said, the biggest I told you souls in the history of I told you souls going to laugh at your calamities. That's Proverbs, the 1st chapter. But let's go to Zechariah. So back to you men and women, you Israelites who trust in the system and go against the prophets. Your just fruit's about to be served to you. Revenge is a dish best served cold. In some cases hot, because y'all about to face the fire. Zechariah 13:7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my power. The rest of you are just simply going to die. Painful, well-deserved deaths. Last scripture is Matthew 27:25. And it reads, Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and our children. Then released Barabbas unto them. Then released he Barabbas unto them. And when he had scourged Yahushua, he delivered him to be crucified. You people delivered the Lord to be crucified, and you wanted a criminal. You wanted a murderer and a thief. So the Lord is about to give it to you. And he's going to take the blood of you and of your children. And he's going to spread it. You're going to die. So with that, all praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakahak, Wadash, Kwam, Yasharala, Abad, Babal.